What's going on, guys? Unboxing time on my channel. We're going to be taking a look at an Arcane design knife. My first one. Never had one of these, similar to EMP EDC. Man, I need to sharpen this thing up. Holy crap. Dull. Wow, that is really dull. How embarrassing. I should have grabbed a better... Here we go. This one's better. Should have grabbed a better opening thing. Ooh, double bag. So this one is actually, man, I'm a little bummed today. It's Saturday, and I have a bunch of cool stuff coming. Like a ton of stuff that I've picked up over the last week and a half. And this is the only one that came today, and I have a bunch coming on Monday. And I was hoping some of them would get here early. It's just frustrating because this one was one of the last ones to ship because the owner, Elijah, I believe that's his name, was at Texas Blade Show. So I ordered this, and it didn't ship out because he was there and not at his place. And this was one of the last ones to ship out, and yet this is the only one that's here today. And everything else is taking frickin' forever. It's stupid to get frustrated over that, obviously, you know? But at the same time, it's frickin' really? None of those? They're all coming Monday? Anyways, so this is coming right from Arcane Design. This is the first time I've ever held an Arcane Design knife. I consider these kind of in the echelon along with Something Obscene and EMP EDC. I kind of think of those as the three biggest US kind of cutting edge, kind of, I don't know what you want to call it, avant-garde designs being produced overseas. Obviously, that arrangement is used a lot. It's not just them, but those are kind of the top three I think of. Maybe it's just those are the three I like the most. Cool stickers. Man, I love the branding on these things. So cool. Such a sweet little logo. It kind of reminds me of Volcom a little bit, but not in a, I think they ripped off Volcom, just kind of in a little way. Kind of does. This is the coolest sticker. It's the rainbow type thing. I wish there was a patch because I actually just got myself a nifty little patch folder to put all my patches in. I've got a Strider patch coming. Another sticker. And this one, ooh, the Abyss. So that's the model. So they have a model-specific sticker. Really cool case here, clamshell case. This is probably one of the cooler cases I think I've seen. Is this? Oh, I was going to say, is this a patch? It looks like, I mean, it is, but I think it's actually sewn onto the front. I was wondering if maybe it was removable, loop and hook and loop. I don't think so. No, it looks like it's on there. Here is the card, certificate of authenticity, M390, surprise, surprise. Everything done in China is like M390 now. Yeah, titanium Abyss. I mean, it's nothing you've seen it before, but it's all about the design. So here it is. Here is the Abyss. Now, I've been intrigued by this brand for a while, and I've almost picked up a few on the secondary. In fact, I've actually picked up another one of these on the secondary, but I got this one direct from them. Obviously, I already said that. But I've always kind of backed out, and the reasoning behind that is the designs were always a little too geometric, a little too aggressive and angular for me. But I don't know. Maybe I will kind of really grow to love it. So, titanium handle. Let's go through. Let's just talk about it. What am I seeing here? First impressions. I like it. It feels good. I like the textures going on. This is like a it's kind of a bead blast. It's not like a sand blast, but I want to say it's a little rougher than your standard bead blast. So I'm not sure what the actual texturing is, but it gives a nice matte finish. It's not too fake looking, if that makes sense. It's got a good feel to it. I like the contrasting of these titanium pieces, which look like it is kind of more of a bead blast. And maybe it's just the type of anodizing. Maybe this is a different type of anodizing, and this is electro anodizing, which gives it a shinier thing, but it almost has a little sheen to that piece there. And that's something that doesn't really come through in pictures or videos that I've seen. Has that on both sides. It's not really a pivot color, but it's similar, you know, just an accent on this pivot there. Looks really cool. Backspacer looks like it's the same titanium finish there. They decided to not go with an accent color on there, which is a cool kind of surprise. That's kind of the obvious thing, is to throw this blue on there. So that's kind of cool how they just went with black on black. You've got 2 contact points here going through that. Milled pocket clip, titanium, lock bar insert, standard cutout there. Angular type design, M390 steel, like we mentioned. Compound grind, so it is hollow ground right here, not super aggressive. You definitely feel it. Flat ground up here. It's so crazy, some of these things that are just standard knife stuff now. Compound grinds, especially truly done with flat and hollow, used to be something to really kind of write home about. And now they're just so accessible and so done. Clip point blade right here looks really nice. You've got this fuller. The design on this is done really, really well. It looks really cool. Now, this might not be your style, and I totally understand that, but it's a pretty damn good looking knife. Honestly, it's better than I expected. It really is. I like this. Nice jimping on the back here. Feels really good. Surprisingly ergonomic, like very, very ergonomic. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Microtech in some of its design language. Let's see if it has any, I mean, look at that, perfectly centered. Let's see if it has any detent slop. None. No detent slop. Oh, that is so nice. Sorry if my hands are a little shaky. I just got done lifting weights, and it always makes me a little wheat. Lock up, nice and early. Lock bar insert, no wiggle, no slip. I've been getting a lot of knives, both frame locks and liner locks, that have a little bit of slip in the lock bar. Not a ton, not failure, not like tons, but you get that little bit of budginess, and you're just kind of like, okay, it is what it is. And so it's nice to have something so rock solid, especially when it's got a lock bar insert, because the geometry has to be really spot on in order to not have any. Man, the ergos on this thing are fantastic. So life's hard for a knife collector nowadays. It used to be so much simpler back in the day. You would buy U.S. knives, not only because you wanted to support the U.S. and so on and so forth, but that's where all the good stuff was. So it was like a no-brainer, right? It was a lot easier to be U.S. only back in the mid-2000s because, you know, Chinese knives were there, and they were using some of these materials, but they were inferior. They were inferior. They weren't done as well. They were copies at best. Even if they weren't like clone copies, they were essentially just copies anyway. Look at that stonewash on that blade. Looks really, really nice. Ooh, I wonder if I can use this fuller. No. Detent's too strong. I mean, yeah, I guess I can spider flick it if I get the right angle. Now, it could be when this breaks in, I might be able to do it. The problem is I've got big, fat, meaty hands, and so I struggle with thumb flicking a lot of knives unless they're really big. I just can't get my fingers off of that lock bar, and it only takes the smallest amount of pressure to mess that up. Let's see what the over travel looks like. Yep, so it's the single piece lock bar insert also acts as the over travel. Such a cool design, such a cool concept when they started doing that, kind of combining those two things. So you didn't have an extra piece for the over travel. You just build it right into this lock bar insert. Double duty. Only downside is if you ever want to reduce the tension on your lock bar for whatever reason, you have to take it fully down and remove this in order to bend it out. Whereas with like a Strider, you can just remove the disc and the clip and just do it without disassembly. Anyways, so much easier back in the day. You know, it's so much easier to be that kind of pro-US knife lover, right? Because the best knives were US made, and the best is in quality and latest features and design stuff. But now these sort of knives where it's U.S. owned design, but OEM'd overseas. Man, it makes it hard because this is nice. And not just nice in execution and materials and for the money. Those are all absolutely on point, but this thing is a handsome looking knife. And you got to remember, this is coming from somebody this isn't really my cup of tea. I don't usually gravitate towards knife designs with a lot of angles and sharp things and, pointy type stuff usually. Or if I do, I like it contrasted with something a little softer. It's kind of why I like Striders, because Striders don't have these kind of chamfered corners. They're very like melted and rounded and soft and kind of organic. Even though it's a geometric shape, the macros of it, everything's kind of soft. It's not aggressive. It's not sharp. Like this is very microtechy in a lot of ways. I'm not saying it's like a lift of microtech. I mean, the high-level design language concepts of kind of more of these angles and stuff. Anyways, what was I talking about? I don't know. I'm all over the place. Nobody's watching anymore. Anyways, takeaway, excellent freaking knife. Like, talk about get it in hand and be blown away. I'm going to have to do a full review on this thing. I'm at a crossroads with my collection. I'm actually going to a local knife meetup with some cool knife folks today. And I'm more into like this than some of my custom Striders. Like this is the one that I kind of want to show off more. Obviously I just got it, so it's new. That's probably a big part. 3, it's a little bit of an underdog in that category. Anyways, all right. Gosh, all over the place. This is the very well done, very well designed, very well executed. It's so nice to get these knives and just have them be so well done and perfect out of the box. This is the Arcane Design Abyss. Check it out. Pick one up. Well worth the money, in my opinion. I know that's all relative, but holy shit, my kids are crazy. These can be had. I paid $360 retail for this. Brand new from the factory. Like, got it in 2 days. I mean, once, Elijah got back and he was able to ship. $350. Like, I don't know, man. Killer deal, in my opinion. Okay, see you guys. Bye.